Did I just lose a brain cell? Did the brain cell just die?
No.
Like, what happened?
No.
But I'm glitching. I'm literally glitching.
No. It was never there. It's okay.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
I remember when I got my first job in high school and I was so excited to be making my own money. I quickly learned, however, that once my paycheck was cashed, it could easily be spent in one weekend off. I wish I had Chime at the time to guide me in the right financial direction.
So sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank, N.A. or Stride Bank, N.A. member of the FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer, SpotMe eligibility, and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/SpotMe. Welcome back to Wild Til 9.
Welcome back.
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
That's good.
I'm pretty good.
What did you do today?
What did I do today? Oh my God, I ate yak for the first time today.
And what you're going to do right now is you're going to stop, you're going to drop, you're going to roll, and you're going to rate the pod immediately.
Rate the pod.
And then you're going to talk about yak.
So I have this series on the channel where I like test and review YouTuber brands. And Jeffree Star, who is typically known for makeup, has launched and is really dominating the yak industry.
Okay.
In terms of the jerky distribution from the yak type.
What's the TAM on yak?
Not entirely sure.
But you do know what TAM is. Babe.
Total
Yes.
something market, right?
Yes.
Total
Total ass cheeks.
total
Ammunition. Acquiesce. Acquisition.
accruable.
Accruable. Kinda. Addressable.
Addressable.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. I actually don't think that was in my brain. Like that feels very new in my brain.
Nah, I think you knew that. So, how was it?
It was okay. So I had it in a jerky form, and it was
Okay. Anything in jerky form tastes like what you think it's going to taste.
No, it did not.
Really?
It did not. I almost broke a tooth. In jerky form, it was very odd. It was very odd. Like it was like the meatiest thing I've ever eaten.
I'm right here.
That's funny. That's funny.
Lauren, that confirms.
Like maybe like once every 2 weeks, Jeffrey will say something that's just like genuinely funny. Like a leg slapper.
I would say, I feel like I hear it 10 times a year.
Yeah. I'd say more than that.
Okay.
I would say more than that. Anyways, sorry, what were you saying?
No, you go ahead.
No. In the jerky form, it was the meatiest meat I've ever had aside from yours. But in a stick, a meat stick form, which I guess you also have, so next to yours, it was really good.
Can I meet you a shovel? Like, what's going on here? You had to then go into meat stick as if that's the.
It was a jerky stick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What did yak sticks cost?
I can't remember because this is like I feel so bad for like the accountants of like as soon as the influencer came onto the scene in terms of like having to do business expenses, where I'm like, hey, bought some yak jerky meat sticks for the video. So it's on the business card because it was literally one of the main elements of the video. So it wasn't expensive, but here's the receipt for the yak jerky that I bought from Jeffree Star, who's a pretty controversial makeup / YouTuber. So here's the receipt.
I don't, there are a lot of reasons to be mad at influencers. That wouldn't even be on my top 1,000.
The yak?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that the yak is not the most controversial part of Jeffree Star's. Yeah. No. I will say the one thing that really threw me for a loop that I just didn't see on the bingo card for the year was just that I think he posted a photo maybe last year of like, oh my God, like my pets, my yaks, I love them so much. And then the next year he was like, yak jerky meat sticks.
Yak infestation.
For sale.
Like fucking, I wonder what their names are though. Like what are good yak names? If you had a yak right now.
I don't want to put a name.
Well, if you don't want to put a name on it, you shouldn't have eaten it.
I know. I was really conflicted. I'm not kidding. There was a moment where I started really getting in my head. There was a popular, I cannot believe how much time we've spent talking about fucking jerky in the beginning of this podcast.
That's all I want to talk
I'm a little
about.
concerned. There was, so one of the most popular jerky brands, I'm not kidding, that shit looked like a dried mussel. It was so disgusting. Not like the mussel, like the seafood that people like eat as a regular thing. It looked like if someone had skinned you and it dried out your muscle, that's what it looked like and tasted like. And as soon as I got that like visual in my head, I had a really hard time chewing it.
I have very little to add on to whatever you've already shared with the class.
Anyway, so that was my day.
Okay. Got it.
How was yours?
It was great.
Yeah?
It was great. I prepped for both of the contractors that will be at our house in this week because I'm an old, crusty man who just takes care of things.
TSJ.
Yeah. And that's all it's memorable.
Okay.
Needless to say, we're ending the night with whiskeys and beers.
Yeah, I know. Jeremy had a beer going when he was setting up the podcast, and I was like, oh, we switched over to whiskey on Monday night. I love that for you.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, did you have something to say?
No. It's like I can imagine what it would have been like with me, undiagnosed and unmedicated in like third grade.
Yeah.
When like you got like 6 words. Like, what's and I will add one more point to this to make you wait even longer. We have a new tool that we use that basically transcribes our podcast after it's done. And it tells us a percentage-wise breakdown of how often someone talks versus the other person. And I would have sworn, I would have put my everything on the tile that says Jeremy doesn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Incorrect.
You know what, babe? You go for quality and I go for quantity.
Yang, yang,
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Is that racist?
Is it? I thought it was yin.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's yin and yang.
That's basically what I said.
That's basically what you said.
Yeah. So my pronunciation was racist?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got super roasted this week on my video and I didn't realize. How do you spell? Okay. There's a city, a European city.
Oh, I love this game.
Napoli.
Napoli.
I think I said Napoli.
Napoli. You said Napoli.
I think I said Napoli, and someone was like, well, that was an interesting pronunciation of how'd you say it?
Napoli?
Napoli?
Yeah.
That feels more right than Napoli.
Who taught you how to speak?
You know what? I don't know if I've ever actually said that word before, so like I went rogue and I just, 50-50.
Napoli.
Napoli.
I mean,
what was the word that I said the other day?
I don't know. Lauren will be she'll wait until about 11:45 at night. We're about to fall asleep and she'll like say she'll tell a story that is for all intents and purposes wildly unnecessary. There's no point to it.
You asked me.
Hold on. And then, but like 97% of the way through, you'll pronounce a word just like out of left field, just like reckless, feral.
Sometimes I put the emphasis on the wrong part of the word, but then in my head, I can't differentiate.
Allow me to give you an example.
Okay.
So if there's a term, a word, a city, a thing with 2 words, okay? If there are 2 words, it doesn't matter how the rest of the world announces
But
it.
it all sounds the same to me. That's the problem.
No, I know. You have whatever disease that is.
I don't know. It's definitely a disorder of some kind.
And it is the most endearing, relatable, lovable thing about you.
Long Beach is one that I get really stressed about saying. And the other one is
Long Beach.
Well, now whenever I have to say it, I specifically say it like silly because I just know that if I try and say it serious, it's coming out wrong.
Yeah.
That one. And also Silver Lake is another one that I get really stressed about
you
saying.
like Silver Lake. You're like, is it a question? Silver Lake? What?
Everything you're saying sounds the exact
No,
same.
I get it. No. Don't change a thing.
It's very stressful.
No, it's amazing. I love that for us.
I can't remember what I said yesterday. But Jeremy does this thing right before we go to sleep. And like I'm halfway into REM usually when he has this prompt for us. But he'll be like, tell me a story. And I'll be like, oh, what kind of fucking story do you want? Like what?
So for everyone at home, that means, so I'm laying in bed with the love of my life, my fiance. And before I go to sleep, I say to her, babe, tell me a story. And her immediate response is, I'm about to fall fucking asleep.
Yeah.
I'm over it. My favorite is though that you will sometimes entertain the idea.
Yeah,
and
sometimes.
like you'll get about halfway through a story and like either you'll just trail off and then I'll have to remind you that you were telling a story, which is part one of my favorite. And the other half is that you'll finish a story, but you'll butcher the pronunciation of something like bread. And I'm not sure how you do that, but you do. and it's amazing.
It's shocking that English is my first language.
Well,
and
Canadian
only
English.
language.
Canadian English.
No. You know what it is that I hear it in my mom do it all the time, and I've roasted her my entire life. Like, for example,
Her pronunciation, a couple things.
Now I just realized that I come by it honestly. Like, a specific one is the name Eugene. Okay, so our friend Eugene. She says Eugene. Eugene. Exactly.
Eugene.
Yeah, exactly. It's very
Eugene.
And so hearing that, and also there's another name some actors that are kind of like Brad Pitt, that are kind of from that same like
Brad Pitt?
yeah, name some other actors that are like Brad Pitt but not Brad Pitt.
Like Leo.
Matt Damon. Leo, like that genre, that category.
Ben.
Oh yes, that's the one. Ben, she'll be like Ben Affleck.
Oh yeah, I can hear that.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, you're like, what?
And so I've just grown up like that, with like the emphasis being on weird words. And so I feel like, but for some reason I can register that the ones that she says, I mean, maybe some of them I guess I don't register that are wrong, but some of them like
No.
Eugene.
I think that at the age of like 14 to 17,
Yeah.
it hits people differently. We become like fluent in all the things our parents do incorrectly. And we can
Sometimes.
speak that fluent language better than anyone else in the world. And all we do is nitpick it. And like, we are wildly imperfect creatures, of course, but like I could tell you 1,000 things that my mom says or does wrong all the time, but everybody else was like, I didn't even catch that.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah, for sure. I'll never forget when your mom said, what's the Broughton? Broughton is not a word. No, Boughton, not Broughton, Boughton. Boughton is not a word. B-O-U-G-H-T.
Wasn't Boughton.
E-N.
No.
Yes, it was. I know for a fact because it sticks out so like specifically to me, because I was absolutely shook to my fucking core when I realized that Boughton wasn't a word, because my mom also at one point thought Boughton was a word.
You think it was Boughton?
Yes, I'm positive. Maybe it's happened with other ones, but I Boughton happened specifically, and I was like, oh my God, Donna, the queen of
I wish you
grammar
had just
and proper
turned to your left and
punctuation.
said, you stupid bitch, it's not Boughton.
No, it was over text. And that's why I was so
Oh.
shocked. So I was like, Boughton.
I would have.
I felt very seen in that moment.
I'm not sure I could have held back.
I think it was you know what? Who knows? Because even in the group chat, you don't respond back to your poor mother.
If you want to get my attention.
You don't respond to singular texts either.
Yeah, I don't. You're right.
So you got to drop that mantra, because it's just,
Yeah, you're right.
you don't respond to those ones either.
Is there like a do not disturb that I can just set in permanent mode?
I think you can just not turn it off.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk to anybody ever again, ever.
Okay.
Unless they're in front of me.
I feel like you're entering crotchety old man.
I'm 31.
It's crotchety old man
It's
time.
time. I got like 60 more years on this earth. If I could talk to as few people as possible, that'd be amazing.
You going to 91?
At least.
Wow.
At least. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, your great grandma. Oh wait, but adopted. Hang on. Yep. Hang on.
Yeah. It's like,
That there's
I was
two
gonna say,
generations. Yeah.
You
hang
guys
on.
want to tell me about my great grandma that I don't know?
Yeah. I was like, she lived so long. That's so great. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that we need to be on this world, like the world for like 100 years.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
With the trajectory that we currently are on.
Although dick pills are getting better. So, you know.
Yeah. Did you see that fake like AI Joe Rogan dick pill commercial?
I see so many fake Joe Rogan commercials.
I saw fuck Kanye West, like straight up fuck Kanye West. But I did today see where it was an AI generated Hey There Delilah cover in the voice of Kanye West.
Okay.
It was incredible.
I bet.
It was absolutely incredible.
I've seen so much of that shit this last like week or two, and I'm just like,
It's wild.
it's wild. Yeah.
It is absolutely wild.
I could fill a 7-hour podcast on my thoughts on that, but no one wants to hear them.
No, that's okay. I think that maybe no one wants to. I was just telling Jeremy that because Jeremy is balls deep in AI right now, that means that
And I'm a big bald dude, as we discussed.
a big bald
Your mom
guy.
your mom liked that shirt, by the way. Okay.
It's so nice.
Come on.
It's so nice. Support. She supports the
Did
pod.
you get a burner account?
She supports the pod.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. So anyway,
My mom's not allowed to listen to the pod.
No.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
You know why?
You know,
You wouldn't be a delight anymore.
But Donna did do the cutest, most endearing thing the other day. She was at her doggy groomer picking up her dog, and she sent us a photo of this dog bandana that said, "I'm a fucking delight." The fact that she took a photo and a photo exists in her phone that she has to see multiple times a day that says "fucking" is incredible.
People don't realize
that is the most out of left field thing that your mother has ever done.
I didn't see this woman have a single drink or use a curse word until I was like 19.
Oh, really? She didn't drink around you for that many years?
No.
Interesting.
Never. Never. I mean, like maybe a glass of wine.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But like never at home.
Wow.
Like at restaurants when we were with my friends and their families who are also already drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
The woman couldn't be less of an alcoholic. If there's like a reverse of it, that's what she is.
That's what she is. Totally. Yeah. And she was concerned. She was like, do we need to send a cease and desist to someone?
Right. And by the way, we might. I'm kidding. Whatever that was, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Be a delight.
Go on ahead. Also, like, oh, wait, we do dog bandana. Oh, it was a collar. It was a collar. It wasn't a dog bandana.
I don't think we own the trademark for
I don't think we own the trademark for I'm a fucking delight. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah, we didn't check that category.
No, we didn't. That's okay though. That's okay.
What else is new?
Had some yak today. That really just like threw me for a loop. The gasp that I had earlier that you like really drew out talking about on your side so far, like so much so that I lost my gasp.
You have sidestepped your own self about 9 times.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. No, this is not a one-sided situation. We finalized the Wild Til 9 new cover art. I'm so excited. So waiting on just the animated intro, and I think it'll be like there's a world where this podcast, or probably I would say the next one, has a new intro and the new podcast cover.
Nah, we'll see.
No, because we're a week ahead right now, so
we
maybe
music too.
Oh, you're changing the music
A little bit.
a little bit. Okay, yeah, but I feel like we can roll. I feel like we can roll the
Rolling.
I feel like we can roll the intro
new
and
stuff.
because I'm dying to do it. Literally every time I see our old one, like obviously I have a lot of love for it because it's it's where we started, it's our roots. But I'm like, okay, let's get this shit. Let's get the iPhone photo off the cover of our podcast.
Let's get the COVID-inspired theme away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm so excited. And it looks very, very good.
It does.
And I went through so many iterations of it, and I'm so excited.
So if you hate it, don't.
No. Or if you hate it, please hate it quietly.
Or just keep watching it.
I went through so many changes. It got to the point where I was like, I've looked at this for so long that I need to, like, I had to take a weekend and not look at it at all and send it to a bunch of people and get their opinions, because I was like, it doesn't look like when you say a word too many times in a row that it becomes, it starts sounding super weird.
Yes.
That happens to me with the word breathe.
Stop.
Like, if you say, get your forehead oils off the microphone. Breathe. Like for some reason.
Why are you saying it like that?
No, but like once you start like kind of chewing on it a little bit.
Breathe.
Breathe.
Wait.
Breathe.
I mean,
breathe. Breathe.
If there's a doctor in the audience, is there a sickness or a disease or hereditary misfunctioning genome that doesn't connect what's going on with, auditory,
for sure
whatever?
Missing something.
Yeah.
There's a broken link for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it's endearing.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Breathe.
Breathe.
Yeah, breathe.
I don't know why that one gets weirded for me.
Weirded?
Weird.
I get it.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
we'll leave it there.
Anyway, so that's finalized, and I'm so excited to roll that out. We are going to New York next week, and we will be in New York the week that this comes. Nope, that's not right. We will be back from New York, by time this podcast comes out, which is why we can finally talk about this freaking secret that I've been holding in for so goddamn long. I've been exploding.
Lauren Kobayashi Riemaki, watch your goddamn mouth.
Watch your goddamn language. Your goddamn. And I'm so excited. And I only did it in one vlog where I was like, I have a thing. And I literally want to punch myself in my own face right now for saying I have a thing.
Did you just say that non-ironically?
I have a thing that
non-ironically, ironically?
I mean, I think it's still not on the same level as I did a thing. That is the
I've
most
heard that come out of your mouth
punchable thing I've
at least once or twice
ever heard.
Since I did a thing.
Since you did a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
You literally had to raise your left eyebrow while you said thing.
Thing?
Yeah. If we could run that back, that would be great.
Literally, I want to punch myself in my own face right now for saying I have a thing. I mean, I think the Botox that means the Botox is wearing off and we should re-up. We should go for a re-up. So I only teased it out in one vlog, mostly because I wanted to do a little haul of the outfit that I was going to wear to the event in New York.
Right.
Because I feel like I've really hyped it up now and I'm really worried that it's going to be like,
you really did.
That's it.
No.
So there is a bridal magazine and like massive company called The Knot. They are a quarterly magazine publication and also an online marketplace. And they've got incredible planners and like vendors and stuff. And they are just like all things bridal, engagement,
wedding,
venue, wedding
tings.
Inspired for everything. They do a quarterly magazine and I got to do the cover and a multiple page spread. And it was the most fun and unique photo shoot I've ever gotten to do. It was very bridal inspired. So I wasn't necessarily wearing wedding dresses in all of them. The cover photo, and I haven't seen any of them. I've seen 0 photos.
Have you seen anything?
Literally 0 photos. I saw some of the
How
photos.
much does this stress you out?
Oh my God, you have no idea so much. I'm like, please, God, please, 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 please choose some good selects of me.
You know you're not going to like at least 2 of them.
I would say at least half I probably won't like, but it'll be like little things where I'm like, oh, I hate when my mouth does that, but they won't see it, hopefully. Or everyone will come and be like, wow, why the fuck does her mouth look like that? And maybe we'll all see it. So we'll see.
Why'd you pick these stupid pictures of her?
Yeah. So we did, I think like 5 or 6 looks. The cover shoot was this incredible, big, floofy, kind of like nudie peach pink colored dress that had just like multiple pounds of ruffles. It was insane. And they wanted to like make it very just like cool and fun. And again, like not just like a whole bunch of like wedding dress looks.
Right.
So like they had me in sneakers, they had me in Jordans. And then for the other looks, they were all like just very bridal inspired. So like fun pants, some like lace things, and like everything was pretty much white. There was one outfit where I was straight up just like not wearing anything underneath except for like little pasties and little like nude undies. And I had this like massive sheer feathery, I think it was a bridal cape of some kind because it wasn't even a robe. It didn't have arms.
Okay, I remember the behind the scenes picture.
Yeah, the behind the scenes photos. Yeah, of my butthole, literally just on set. And I'm like not someone who really cares about that. I'm like I just truly don't care about, I guess, like, nudity. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're pretty comfortable with being naked.
Yeah, I really am on set. I just like, it feels so inconvenient to be like, oh, can we get half the people to leave the room so we can get this shot, or like change this outfit and like you have to go somewhere really far away and change it. I don't know. I just like don't really care about that, which I think becomes.
But when the photographer's male too, it kind of defeats the purpose of half the male, like half the room leaving.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just like not, I guess, precious about my naked body. People were like, only fans.
No condoms. No condoms. No condoms.
How did we pivot here?
It's a short trip over,
so
in my mind.
The magazine is coming out April 26th, I think.
Oh shit! Really?
So yeah, because that's where we're going to. We're going to New York because the Knot is.
What date
New
do we
York.
go?
I think we're going on the 25th, and then the launch party is the 26th.
So it comes out the day that we're
there. I think it like goes on stands,
which
is so crazy.
What are you gonna do if it's coming out? You see it, you hate the whole thing.
I hate the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know.
You're a pro. You'll be fine.
I think it's gonna be fun. The photographer was incredible. Like I trust the photographer and I trust the stylist. She was amazing as well too. Yeah. And so like it always makes me a little bit nervous when I can't bring anyone from my own team, because I've got like a hair and makeup person that I like love to use on a regular basis who like knows my face and like knows how my hair holds a curl or whatever it is. Like, you know, it can kind of get specific and they like get to know your face and hair. And so it's a little bit scary going into a set and not knowing anyone.
But also it's nice to be forced to be taken out of your comfort zone.
100%. Yeah. And that's like, I feel like what all of my friends' feedback was when they saw the photos, like, wow, like you would never normally do this. Like there was a hat moment.
You're not a hat girl.
I'm not a hat girly. And
not
like
when I mean that hat girl.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like a trucker hat kind of girly. This is like a fashion hat. Like, okay, imagine.
My girl's more of a Von Dutch kind of girl. Picking her up at a truck stop.
Imagine if Nintendo Toadette had a fashion hat. Like if her little mushroom pink hat was a fashion hat, that's what I had on.
Wait, is Toad a chick?
Toadette?
Is Toadette not Toad?
What do you mean? Toad is the little red mushroom guy.
Right.
Toadette is the little pink mushroom girl. She's got the pink braids and a dress on. She's got little pink mushroom balls at the end of her braids. What could you possibly mean?
I'm not sure that I knew she existed.
What?
I'm trying to
To be honest, I truly don't know if it's like if they're siblings or if they're boyfriend girlfriend or husband wife or just besties. Not really sure.
You
They're
know,
just from
in the
same,
Mushroom Kingdom,
from
might
the
be all
Mushroom
three.
Kingdom, could be all three.
We don't know.
We don't know the social rules.
We
there.
don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. Anyway, so if Toadette's mushroom hat was a fashion hat, that's what kind of hat that I was wearing. It was wild.
You know, the visual is alive in my head.
Okay, once you see the photo though, you're gonna yeah. How do you not remember Toadette? She's adorable.
No, she is adorable. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
she's so cute.
Okay, stop making fun of me. God. Yeah, no, I get it. I just don't. Yeah, I don't think I ever played with her. Yikes.
Oh, hated that.
Yeah.
Hated that.
I can confirm I did not play with her.
Okay.
I'm not sure that she was the character of my
you
choice.
chose on Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Okay, or Mario Party or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. Okay, we're just gonna move on.
We'll
We're
just-
just
we
gonna
won't clip that.
just gonna keep moving
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Fashion hat. When you see the photo, you're gonna be like, oh, that is fashion Toadette, and that makes a lot of sense.
Why did they name the mushroom a toad?
Why did we name our dog Moose?
Because he's moose.
They probably feel that way about Toadette and Toad.
Well said. Next topic.
Just snagged your first job. Congrats! But before you go blowing that paycheck on avocado toast and $20 Air One smoothies, it's time to get smart about your cash. Adulting can be a drag, but we got you with the ultimate financial glow up.
Let us introduce you to Chime, the laid-back approach to banking. Just link a qualifying direct deposit and you'll unlock cool perks like getting paid up to 2 days early and up to $200 in fee-free overdraft. No more stressing about money. Chime keeps it easy going with no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and no deposit needed to join. So go ahead, give Chime a try, and start your financial journey with a relaxed attitude.
I remember when I got my first job in high school and I was so excited to be making my own money. I quickly learned, however, that once my paycheck was cashed, it could easily be spent in one weekend off. I wish I had Chime at the time to guide me in the right financial direction.
So sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/WT9. That's chime.com/WT9. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank, N.A. or Stride Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer, SpotMe eligibility, and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/SpotMe.
So that's New York. I'm so excited.
I mean, we're going to be there not long enough to be like bored, which is the perfect amount of time.
Perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
Perfect
What, 3
amount of
days?
time. Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah, great.
2.5.
It's great.
So hopefully the photos are good. It'll be on stands. I think when this episode goes up, I currently have not seen any of the photos, so we will be seeing them all at the same time. So fingers crossed that they are flattering.
Go pick one up.
Go pick one up. Send me a photo. I'm so excited. I'm gonna buy, I guess, just a couple, but
Yeah,
I guess there's not really
no real reason to buy a ton of them. But
yeah.
needless to say, yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'm excited. I mean, like, my bride to be is the bride on the front of one of the largest
I
wedding
know.
magazines in the world.
And we didn't pay for it.
No,
We didn't pay for it.
no, we didn't.
You heard it here first.
Oh, that is the thing that people do. Yeah,
That
you're
is
right.
the thing that people do.
No, we did not pay for it.
Pretty Basic, I think, was talking about that and the amount of people. I think I saw a clip of
I
it
thought
on
you were
TikTok.
just about to talk just open shit about it.
About
I was
Pretty
like,
Basic?
And I was like,
Paid?
yikes, Jesus.
No. They were talking about it, and I remember reading some of the comments, and I was like, oh my God, people don't. This is like not a known thing.
Right.
But I mean, I only learned that I think maybe within the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And listen, like, kind of a good PR move.
I mean,
Like, people pay for billboards, so like, what's the difference between paying for a billboard and
also,
paying for a
you pay for
magazine
your
cover?
publicist.
You pay for your publicist, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you see it and there's money going in and around it, you could probably buy it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
There's a dollar amount for all this shit.
and it's typically like the fashion magazines from
The whole fashion world is so fucking crazy.
oh, it's crazy.
crazy.
I feel like I only know like the tip of the iceberg of it, but it is crazy.
I mean, like, the whole idea of like, well, LVMH owns all of it. Not really, but kind of.
A lot of it.
All of the big names, people don't own their own name anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like, think about like a cartel enterprise conglomerate, fashion. And like the factories and like where they're made and like the different levels of like, you know, like I don't know about this. I do know. It is mind blowing.
I mean, I don't really have anything to contribute to this, but yes, I agree.
I love you.
Thank God.
Yeah, I do.
Like, thank God.
Period. There's nothing else to that. Yeah.
It's like, did I just lose a brain cell? Did the brain cell just die?
No.
Like, what happened?
No.
But I'm glitching. I'm literally glitching.
No. It was never there. It's okay. don't worry about it. Don't go looking for it.
Don't go looking for it because it wasn't there. Today, Diggy ate shit. Moose and Diggy were romping around and having a Zoom in the backyard, and Diggy ate shit real bad on the cement. Anytime he falls on his head, we're like, no, not another brain cell. We need all that we can get. We need all of them.
Okay, but
we did confirm that you can grow new brain cells.
Yes. Okay, someone did respond and say that you can, like, evidence would say. The data would reflect that some brain cells can be created after birth. But the way that sentence was like that would be the way that I would describe something if it was like I was trying to sell someone on the idea of like, listen, I hear what you aren't incorrect. Well, what you said and your concerns, they're not
valid.
Yeah, they are valid.
And one has believed that in the past.
Yeah, I might suggest this alternative fact.
Yeah.
You know, it's not great. It's not great. Yeah, Diggy's dumb. But my question is,
he's just so sweet.
At what age do you think parents, first-time parents in particular, recognize that their kid's not like, there's nothing wrong with their child.
Okay.
They're just a little dumb. I wonder what age that starts to pop out.
Ooh.
You know?
I mean, it's hard to say because like you hear about new parents talking about how their kid was either like really fast to do this or really slow to do this or didn't start walking, talking, eating, whatever until.
I feel like when the kids are young, you only hear about how quick and smart and fast and
no. My cousin slept for his first year of life. So he was like a little slow.
Yeah, no, you're a different, that's an outlier. But I'm thinking to myself, the amount of my like friends' parents or like people that I know now who are like, their parents will offer up today, 20 years later, when things were not like, well, we knew you weren't going to be a fucking engineer. We'll say that much.
You're so right.
Yeah, it gets a lot clearer in hindsight.
Right. You're so right. When we didn't start saving for like the Ivy League schools, we started saving for, the more.
Yeah. And I want my kid to know right now, you ain't going to Ivy League. That ain't happening.
Oh, yeah, no.
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 Yeah, I think it's Santa Monica Community College. You can get your ass over there. I'll pay for that.
Between the two of us, we have a decent amount of IQ high brain cells. Maybe less from my side and more from yours.
I just love the way that you approach that question. Or statement, I should say.
IQ high brain cells.
What's funny is I said question, and I go, no, I meant statement. But actually, the way that you said it was more of a question. Yeah, no, babe, I think you're honest up in there.
I was proposing a possible outcome.
I don't have that high of an IQ. I don't.
Really?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't. Well, I think I'm good at...
You can raise your IQ though, right?
Sure. I'm good at figuring it the fuck out. Whatever it is.
But you know a lot about a lot.
No. I know a little about a lot. I definitely don't know a lot about a lot.
Okay, sure. You know a little about a lot, but there's some niche things you know a lot about.
My one and only redeeming quality in this life that I've found a way to monetize, but also found a way to derive pleasure from
is good hair.
Yeah, next topic. I am genuinely curious about things of which I have just a small like base knowledge of.
Right.
Like some people, when they hear about a thing that they don't know much about, they don't want to talk about it because they don't know anything about it. I love nothing more than like poking holes and asking questions of someone who knows a ton about a topic and just sponging that off of them. That's interesting to me.
Jeremy is someone that you want on your Trivial Pursuit team. You don't want him on your Pictionary team whatsoever.
No, you don't.
Whatsoever. You want to be as far away as possible.
But if I'm on your Pictionary team and our team wins, you get to double down and make fun of the other team even more.
Right.
Because of how deplorable they are at stick figures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Lauren asked me earlier what I wanted to pod about, and I cannot wait to talk about this topic. Let's talk about getting divorced.
Let's talk about getting married first.
No. Let's talk about let's talk.
having a legally binding contract
Let's talk about our parachute.
between lovers
Okay.
for the safety of
Fuck
your
off.
assets.
Okay, so I was listening to Nearly Weds, my favorite podcast as of lately, and they were talking about prenups, and either they're the best actors in the world or they literally knew nothing about prenups. Either one was hilarious, and the thought and the topic I think is wildly like polarizing to a lot of people. But our prenup conversation thus far has been the most cordial, accommodating, open, and welcomed thing that I think we've talked about in months. So I thought we should talk about it.
I think a lot of people don't know that much about prenups, though.
Well, like the most
I think-
experienced person
Yeah.
would have a couple in their entire life.
But I think that people don't realize that if you do not have a prenup, like your divorce or your separation just defaults to whatever the state default is.
Correct.
And I think people don't realize that. Like there is essentially, like if you don't have to call it a prenup,
Who
but
wouldn't know
there's
that?
what?
Who wouldn't know that?
I feel like people don't know that. They just like think that like the things that go viral are people in court separating their piles of Beanie Babies. Like that's the
Right.
stuff that goes viral on the internet when people
Right.
divorce.
Right.
And so I don't think people realize that there is
Do I get
technically.
Patty?
No, you don't get Patty.
Okay. Well, then I'll denote that.
That was some true fiance behavior there, knowing the
Your favorite Beanie
name
Baby?
of one of my favorite Beanie Babies.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That's love.
That's love right there.
That's Patty.
That's Patty.
Yeah.
That is Patty.
Babe, I got you.
Do you know what the brown dog's name? The other Beanie
Spot.
Baby? No.
Clifford,
No. Starts with a B.
Bob,
No.
Billy,
No.
Bulbous,
No.
Bulbasaur.
Ugh. No.
Blowtorch,
No.
Bigoted.
No.
Um,
We're taking a real
Bocce ball.
weird turn over here with
Bucket.
nouns and
Bucket.
adjectives.
Oh my
No.
God, a dog named
Oh,
Bucket.
that's cute. I love that for some reason.
I don't know. No, I know my babe. I know you, babe.
Yeah.
That's that.
So cute. Bucket.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Bucket.
Bucky. Oh, so cute.
Luggy.
It was Bones. But anyway, so I feel like people don't realize that there is, you don't have to call it a prenup, but there is a like legal contract in place in every state and it's different.
Well, sorry. You don't have to call it. What do you call it?
Well, people don't realize that.
The oopsie paper?
Yeah, the oopsie paper.
Okay.
You're like, there's just one in place that is decided for you unless you want to make changes and like look at it and make it custom. And that's what a prenup is.
Yeah. So, go on.
So anyway, so I feel like people are just really polarized by it. Like I can think of multiple relationships that have had major issues to the point of breakups where they didn't agree on having a prenup. And I feel like the most common kind of negative feedback that you hear from one of the partners who's like not in agreement about it is that like, well, I don't want to get into a relationship with someone who is planning for the end of it, or I don't want to get into a relationship with someone who I can't trust to like be fair if things do go south.
Yeah.
And it's like the last thing that you would want to do in the heat of any kind of emotional breakup is divide your shit and figure out what's fair. Like emotionally fueled decision making when it comes
Yeah.
to splitting things, that sounds genuinely horrific.
Well, also, like, I just think that the idea of not being able to be open and honest about, like, I think the conversation around the prenup is way more almost like of a telltale sign than the prenup itself. It's like if
that's so
you
true.
aren't able to, for me personally, and there's probably 1,000 reasons for why what's coming out of my mouth is not thinking about someone's unique situation somewhere. But if the conversation around a prenup is so prohibitive that it puts your potential wedding and marriage in jeopardy, I feel like that's an indicator to larger problems.
Oh, I saw a post today when I was kind of like looking to see what the internet thinks about prenups.
Yeah.
Which we will get into. But someone had asked, is it a red flag to want a prenup? And the general consensus was that it's a red flag if you think it's a red flag to have a prenup.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I also say that there's a world where if you started dating in high school, broke, and your parents don't have any money, and you're just getting started, There's not much to divide anyway. I understand why you don't feel like you need one.
But even like in those situations, it's like, okay, yes, that all makes sense. Like if there's no money to divide from family inheritances later on, it's like you think about the situations where just say we're talking about a heterosexual relationship and the wife ends up having a super successful business and they decide that they want the husband to stay home with the kids.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like you have to plan for those types of scenarios.
But if you got your start after you were already married,
oh, then you would split everything.
Yeah.
50.
Then it kind of just,
it would default to the state.
But
Yeah.
like in California, it's like a communal state. So it's like very much like everything kind of starts at 50-50
Yes,
and then
yes,
there's
yes,
reasons outside of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess my point is, if in a world where there are complications based off of what you accrued and own asset-wise before you get married or start to cohabitate, I should say, then it makes more sense.
I saw that there's a 62% increase over, I forget what like the year data set was, of people getting prenups for their marriages, and they attribute it to it being because people are getting married later in life. And so,
definitely.
Yeah, people have, I mean, like, so we will be 30 and 31 or whatever when we get married, and
I'll be 32.
you will be 32. That's correct.
Yeah.
When we get married,
You'll be an old hag.
I will be 30. I will be an old hag at 30.
Washed goods.
Washed.
Yeah. Just fucking yesterday's news.
Book the Botox.
The old ball and chain.
Botox.
Wrinkly ball and chain.
And you threw me off. What was I saying?
It was impactful, I could tell.
It was, we will be, and like I have a massive amount of debt because I have a mortgage. I have a very sizable mortgage. And like, do you want half of that? Because if you do, you can take half of my debt. But like for the most part,
I'll take the assets. The
yes,
debt.
yeah, exactly. It's like you don't like.
Yeah, you on paper is not as attractive as.
No. Me on paper is really not great.
Yeah.
It's really, really not great.
No, it's perfect.
It's
Move some commas around. It's fine.
Yeah,
No. But to our point, like we both own some, like
when we get married, we will both have assets, like pieces of companies. And
we've been working for 10 years,
Yeah, we've been working
right?
for 10 years, exactly.
I own some things. You own some things. I own things that I don't mind sharing with you or splitting with you or whatever else. But also you own things that I have the ability or opportunity or potential to invest my own time and resources in during the marriage, which I'm interested in. But the fear of, well, what would happen if this falls apart gets taken away because there's already a roadmap in place.
100%.
Yeah. But also that's another level of like, if the sides are so financially imbalanced that one side feels like their contributions, once they're in the marriage, are at risk, that's a bad scenario.
Right.
Like if I learned anything,
if you're at risk. Yes,
right. Like
yes,
at any
yes.
point in time, like you putting any more time or effort or money, anything into something within your relationship is a lost cause or could screw you. That's not necessarily the person who's trying to give or receive's fault. That's like, oh, we are being set up for failure.
Yeah.
Like anybody who gets a good deal, quote unquote, on their side of a prenup
Yes.
is without question taking such a risk.
I remember you saying that that was one of the things that your lawyer always said. Like you want everyone to come out of it with a fair deal, not a good deal. Because when you think about like, oh, they're getting a bad deal, they're getting a good deal. Like that's a really fucked up perspective to have.
As a salesperson, I go into every negotiation thinking, how can I get the deal done? But how can I get the deal done that I want while getting done?
Right.
I don't want to get the deal
That does not apply to this.
that puts you in a position or me in a position where I'm not incentivized to give a fuck, nor are you. Or, oh, there are certain categories here where no matter how much I get involved or not, there's a world where it can all be taken away from me or you because the other person just wants it to be so. That's not a great way to set yourself up long term.
No. And so we're going through kind of the categories and like having the introductory calls because you have to have separate legal counsel, which obviously like that makes sense. And it's like a lot. There's so many categories. It's like,
Can the same person represent? I don't think maybe same firm can?
The same firm can,
Yeah.
because my guy today said something like that. They're like, let me know if you need a referral, whatever. I think I also saw, so I've been on Prenup Talk after I started taking a deep dive
You're on
into
Prenup Talk?
I'm a little bit on Prenup Talk.
I love that.
I'm a little bit on Prenup Talk because like, it's just so interesting. And so
and by the way, everybody, we haven't gone through our situation yet. So
Yeah,
like we,
exactly.
listen,
No, we are on
when
like
the podcast ends like without
yeah.
any, explanation.
We can't tell
in,
you
like,
what
3
our
weeks.
prenup is.
Well, what it is. No, but we're at the beginning stages of it, so it might get, it might be a bloodbath soon. But we'll have more firsthand info on this after we complete our prenup in a couple weeks or months.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, we're in the exploratory phases of
Yeah.
learning about all the freaking different categories while trying to not rack up a massive lawyer bill.
Oh, what's new?
Yeah, seriously. So, but there are, like, speaking of lawyer bills, there are, what I'm seeing on TikTok are like these basically like the TurboTax of prenups.
Okay.
So you can, I think there are just like a ton more options. Oh yeah, is this the one?
Hello, prenup.
Yeah, hello Prenup. This is a freaking ad for them now, apparently.
Like TurboTax for prenups?
Yeah, literally like TurboTax for prenups. But
I love
no,
that.
like that's such a great service to offer because like getting a lawyer, like the fact that Jeremy has like a legal counsel that he always goes to for all the like legal shit he does. Like I bounce around like what?
Legal shit I do.
Well, like when we do a contract for anything or when we hire someone, you need an employment lawyer, you know what I mean? Like or you need a trademark lawyer. Like there's so much different like law shit
I'm
in and around business.
I have like as techie and as like innovative as I am.
Yeah.
I actually have a very old school approach to law, but it's only because I trust an individual at a big law firm, who I'm friends with.
Yes.
If that was not the case,
Yes.
I would be looking for technology to replace that without question.
Yeah.
'Cause it's half just like what you know. And like until you go into a prenup, how the fuck would you know what a prenup's like? Like it's a very scary, daunting thing. And I remember the last time around when I was 25 years old, it felt like a big, a giant like canvas to fuck up on.
Right.
Like, it felt like a really expensive. I didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a good deal was. I didn't know what a fair deal was. Everyone's like, well, you know what a good deal and a fair. Like, what is a fair deal? I don't know.
Right.
Like, it just seems like I'm giving up things, but also I don't really even know how to value my own contributions. And it's like a weird thing. It's actually like, I think unless you've gone through it once, you almost don't even know what to expect, what to do, how to act. Like it's normal to feel like you're wildly awkward talking about your half of a relationship with somebody who's going to make math of it.
But I mean, that's what you have to do if you have to put numbers to shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One of the not so like numeric things that applies to prenups that I've seen on Prenup Talk is the Infidelity Clause, which is so interesting. And so Infidelity Clause is fully just thrown out.
Infidelity.
Am I doing it?
No, you did it. No.
Infidelity.
It was perfect. I'm shocked you pronounced infidelity correctly.
Okay, yeah. Infidelity Clause. It's void though in California, in Nevada.
There's very few states,
And I think there's 2 others.
Yeah.
Where basically if you cheat, your prenup goes out the window.
Yeah. That's not the case in California.
So not in California, but the majority of states.
Still?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Hang on.
Interesting.
Please hold. Whether you're searching for the latest sneaker drop, that iconic handbag, a timeless watch, or your next piece of classic jewelry, eBay authenticators are there verifying every detail of your purchase. We're talking each inch, stitch, tick, facet, and clasp that make the piece you're searching for worthy of your collection. eBay's authenticators are experts in their craft, true connoisseurs, and as leaders in their fields, they're making sure your items always arrive as authentic as your style.
So go ahead, get the piece that you've always wanted and leave it up to the meticulous eye of an eBay authenticator to make sure that the watch movement is original, that glimmer is real gold, that rare sneaker is legit, or that handbag is really made of genuine leather. And never get faked over again. In a world full of fakes, it's time to get real with eBay Authenticity Guarantee. Everyone deserves real. Visit ebay.com for terms.
Infidelity is responsible for as many as 40% of U.S. divorces. 15% of married women and 25% of married men had extramarital affairs. Men are trash. Hence the rise in premarital agreements, better known as prenups. They traditionally focus on finances, but more couples are using them to define other aspects of a relationship, from household responsibilities to marital intimacy. Okay, here we go. So, lifestyle clauses. This is one of the other interesting ones. Because
I hadn't even thought about that.
yeah, because this is separate of an infidelity clause. Because I think this one is like more. I mean, when you hear this it's very fucked. But I think it's separate of the infidelity clause. Okay, prenups aren't limited to finance anymore. Parties now can set how they are supposed to behave during the marriage, and which are called lifestyle clauses. If you violate a lifestyle clause, a court might order you to pay a financial penalty. A financial penalty, essentially a fine, should your spouse choose to divorce you. I have a fucking wild TikTok to show you afterwards. That's an example of this.
This makes me feel like we shouldn't have been so gung-ho on fucking gung-ho. This makes me feel like we shouldn't have been so pro-prenup, but keep going.
Okay, sky's the limit on what some people will include in a lifestyle clause. The categories from the sublime to the ridiculous, including what religion the family will practice, how many children the couple will have, how many football games a spouse can watch on TV, random drug testing for a spouse with a history of substance abuse, spending limits for a spouse with a shopping or gambling problem, how often the in-laws can visit, how much weight a spouse can gain. That's fucked. Okay, infidelity clauses, also called a no cheating clause, is a popular lifestyle clause that covers extramarital affairs. If the spouse cheats, then they can be ordered to pay a financial penalty if the marriage falls apart. You see these occasionally in celebrity prenups. For example, Jessica Biel will reportedly receive $500,000 if Justin Timberlake has an extramarital affair.
There's no way that's factual.
I wonder if they got married not in California. Obviously.
Sure. There's no world.
Shows, can we get a fact check on that? Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake.
Are you kidding? $500,000 for Jessica Biel?
Similarly, Catherine Zeta-Jones is reportedly entitled to a substantial payout if Mike Douglas sleeps around.
Okay, that makes sense. But
Tiger Woods in particular may regret his wildly reported sex scandals, although it's not clear whether he and his wife, Ellen, had a prenup with an infidelity clause. His cheating led to a negotiated divorce settlement that, according to Esquire, was $80 million more than she would have otherwise been awarded.
But that...
For damages.
That's damage.
Emotional.
Yeah, but also there's a world where she probably knew 3 times of whatever actually came out.
Right.
And so that was more of like a hush money.
Okay, so California, Nevada, Iowa, and recent I blended Ottawa in Ontario. Iowa. Now I'm doing it. See, I'm glitching.
What state am I from?
You're from Illinois.
Great. And what's next to Illinois?
Oh, fucking, I don't know.
It's the one you just said.
Iowa.
Why you?
Is it wrong?
Show you're hearing this right. Okay.
Oh my God, what is it?
It's not. You're not saying anything.
Tell me what it is. Say it.
It's just Iowa.
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 Oh, okay.
Iowa. No, I know it is.
Iowa.
Ottawa.
Iowa.
Ottawa.
Iowa.
Nope.
Iowa.
Is that Iowa?
Iowa.
Iowa.
Iowa. Iowa.
Iowa.
I have an update on Timberlake and
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I think that they are legally married either in New York or in Montana. They own property in New York, Montana, and LA, but spend more of their time in New York and Montana, and they got married in Italy.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's a world where
The $500,000. There's no way that's factual.
Why not?
$500,000.
If your husband cheats on you and is a public figure like that, I think that's
Lauren,
the least.
Lauren, Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
And Jessica Biel.
Yeah.
Their legal fees wouldn't be worth that's the most asinine small amount.
Oh, you think it'd be more than that?
It's $500,000.
Wow.
It's.
I guess my emotional pain is just valued less than hers.
What do you think Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel are worth?
Well, I don't know.
Together?
A lot.
9 figures.
So you think that she should get way more if he cheats?
To me, I'm throwing out that fact. In fact, that potential thing because there's no world where either of them would value their infidelity
At 500,000.
Yeah.
You're right. Now that I'm like, I'm
If
hearing
you
it.
cheat on me and I would have put a clause in our prenup for infidelity, I want more than $500,000.
Okay, so cannot be enforced in California, Nevada, Iowa, and recently Hawaii. Refused to enforce the
I
infidelity
like that
clause.
Iowa just hopped on this bandwagon.
I know. Oh, it's exhausting being just a permanent glitch.
No, just like in the middle of the cornfields, it's like, nah, our population fucks. We can't
Iowa.
put that on them.
Iowa.
Yeah. It's not the most complicated of words.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. See, okay. Okay. However, a couple of states, notably Pennsylvania and Tennessee, will enforce a no cheating clause. Unlike no fault divorce states, these states specifically allow you to get a divorce on the ground of
Irreconcilable differences?
yes.
Not the words you were looking for?
Yes. Wow.
I was waiting for you to hear. Could you say those words?
say it.
You say it.
What were the could
Irreconcilable differences?
irreconcilable differences?
Yeah. There it is.
Easier than fucking Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh man. So infidelity clause, didn't know about that. That was new for me. Lifestyle clause, that's new for me. I will put it in the prenup that you have to give Moose and Diggy at least 45 minutes of pets every single day.
Oh, we're putting a pet clause in there?
Yes,
Because
we're
I'd
putting a
love to put a
pet
pet
clause
clause in there as well.
Yeah. You have to pick up at least a couple poops a week and 45 minutes of pets every day.
As long as the pet clause is mutual.
Oh, I pet more than 45 minutes a day. Why do you think I don't know anything about anything the way that you know a lot about a lot? It's because I'm too busy petting the dogs and picking up poop.
Dogs. Got it. Yeah. Okay. I would love to hear some of the more ridiculous
What the internet thinks?
prenup things out there. Because, like, unfortunately, I think we're actually quite boring about this.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're like a little too level-headed and boring about it.
But also, like, if you came to me with some bullshit, I would be like, let's unpack why you need this.
Right, because there's probably like past trauma
Right.
or insecurity
Right.
underlying
Like,
all of
I would
it.
just want to
Yeah.
know, like, okay, you are really making a case for this. And also, I think we maybe have more exposure to some deal making that isn't necessarily a normal thing. Like, I feel like the amount of times that, like, the thing that people don't like to talk about, like, makes them uncomfortable, money. I've made it a lifestyle out of, like, selling people, which requires you to talk about money. So, like, I think it's maybe easier to a degree.
I wonder if this is probably a lot harder for couples who are more secretive and like have separate everything. Where it's like, because we obviously have the podcast, like there's a lot of like joint transparency in terms of like financials and stuff too.
Right.
I think that prenup lawyers should also come with a package deal with a relationship therapist for some couples. I think that is a package that
That's a
would
business
do
model that I think
really
we could open up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what TikTok and the internet thinks of prenups.
Oh, I
So I
can't
was
wait.
super like team prenup and like my wife gets nothing if we divorce. But then I also thought about I would like my wife to be a stay-at-home mom. How can I ask my wife to give up her career and her chance at making money and building a life if we ended up divorcing, she got nothing? Now I'm team like find a woman that deserves half of my and so I no prenup because then she does have the security of if we get divorced, I get half your shit. I'm not kind of like left with no career experience, like all this stuff. I was team like life partner, but that doesn't seem like very trust.
Wouldn't you think that if it's your life partner in that situation, if it came to that, you would still get their back?
Like, I think the ritual exists for a reason. You know what I mean? Like rituals and like doing things purposefully. How many times have I trusted someone like a business partner and I fully trusted them and then they scummed me later down the line?
I believe in prenups. But I also want to say my views on marriage in the future have changed since hanging out with you guys. I always said that I wanted a woman that would also work. Nowadays, like I want to take care of her.
Oh, that's so cute. That made me feel nice.
It's almost like going from like a little boy mindset of relationships to like being a man.
Who the fuck are these guys?
I can't decide if you.
No, what the fuck did I just listen to? That's the most trash shit I've ever heard. I don't even have comments on that.
Literally, I was like, I can't decide where where the reaction stand.
I can't, honestly, I literally, and I recognize that show to some degree.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That was the most like, I just fried 100,000 brain cells listening to their opinions on somehow talking themselves in and out of like.
No, it was like so like I was like, wait, yeah.
That was the most painful.
No,
that was the most
no.
painful shit. I didn't want to talk about the prenup side of that. The way that they're approaching how they're trying to find a part, like they're not trying to find a partner that completes them. They're trying to find a partner that fits a role. And so that isn't even a prenup TikTok. That to me is what is
Some
wrong.
like toxic relationship shit right there.
No, not even really. That is, I don't know how they got in their mindset.
Yeah.
And obviously it sounds like they're shifting and changing, evolving because the one guy made mention of it. But like, I can't think of a clip that we've played on this podcast that made me feel more embarrassed to be a fucking man. That was disgusting. Next.
A
Wow.
100% foolproof way to find out if the man you're considering marrying is going to cheat on you in the future.
Uh-oh.
One word, prenup. I was engaged to my ex, and he cheated on me while I was pregnant with this child. Nonetheless, I decided not to have a child for that reason, but the fact that it even happened while I was pregnant was, and of course, me being stupid, I gave him another chance.
Girl!
And I heard his whole sob story, and it was what it was, but we moved on. And then the prenup situation happened. So I'm making a prenup, and I say, hey, I think we should have a clause that if me or you cheat, then the other person should
There
owe
it
the
is.
victim financial compensation for emotional damages. He looked at me like I was insane. It started a whole argument. I was just sitting there calm, like I don't understand what the issue is. Just don't cheat. It's because he planned to do it again. Honestly, the other lesson is don't go with a man that cheats on you in general. That's the first lesson. But if he hasn't, and you want to know if he might do it in the future, put that clause. As long as you're loyal and honest, which I was planning to be in that relationship, I plan to be my future relationships. It shouldn't be a problem to you. And it shouldn't be a problem to your partner if he doesn't intend on doing it.
The fact that she had the voice changing filter on that the whole time was just so wild. Like, it was so distracting.
It was tough. Go ahead. So I shared my opinions in the last one.
I mean, I think that she is like joining, you know what I mean? Like she's like saying like you have to have a prenup with an infidelity clause. You know what I mean? Where I think she's getting the two conflated. Not the two conflated. That's not the right word. She is automatically joining the two.
I don't think she's like necessarily wrong. I just think there's an overarching theme that's
Yeah.
even bigger than just like infidelity clause. Because like get an infidelity clause in California, your prenup will be thrown out. So
Literally.
there's that.
Right. Oh, that's the other part we didn't talk about is how if you put an infidelity, oh no. If you put the infidelity clause,
Infinity Winnie.
If you put the infinity clause into your prenup in a state that doesn't honor them, your whole prenup gets thrown out.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think the larger issue here is that like at any point in time, well, her suggesting that she wants something on a prenup and being met with who the fuck do you think you are?
Yeah.
It's about cheating and infidelity, totally, but it's a bigger problem. It's like he's not willing, or their relationship has topics or things where if somebody introduces them, that in and of itself is a non-starter. And like, you know,
I think also too, it's tough because she's obviously going into that prenup with so much distrust and just like so much doubt.
well, even not even distrust. She's going into it with hard, like feelings, memories, data, experiences.
Yeah.
And so even if she trusts him now, it's like, hey, I would like this.
And I mean, I think that she's trying to solve the problem of cheating with a legal document. And
Right,
like
which-
realistically, that's not going to solve the overarching problem.
If people are gonna cheat, they're gonna cheat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to be like, oh, damn, like if I accidentally sleep with my coworker, I'm going to have to pay her $100,000. Like if someone's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. And I think that that's not the problem solving tool that's actually going to fix your relationship.
Realistically, if you're waiting for a prenup to fix anything,
Yeah. It's not going to patch your trust up.
maybe find round 2,
Yeah.
round 3,
Round 3.
round 4. Any more?
One more.
Let's do it.
I'm reading this divorce case and I had to come on here and tell at least any of my followers, you need to change the way that you think about prenups. They are not instruments that just take things away. They are instruments that guarantee a lot of your rights. The scenario in this case is not atypical, so I'm gonna just play it out for you. Man and wife get married. They don't have any conversations about finances or expectations or what would happen in the event of a divorce, because who thinks about a divorce when they're getting married? The two of them have a kid, and in order to spend more time with the kid, the woman either lessens her hours and quits altogether so she can manage the household and be a good wife and be a good mother. Meanwhile, husband's business trajectory is just moving upwards like this. He's not being impacted the same way the wife is. And something happens, you guys file for divorce, and you're gonna try to get some alimony or trying to get property settlement in the divorce, and you go in front of these judges, and they are not as progressive as you think they are. They're gonna say, well, I know he contributed financially to the relationship. What did you contribute? And you're gonna think about all the sacrifices you made to make him who he is, to make the kids who they are. You're gonna think about all the times you were a nurturer and you were a caretaker. But you know what? You don't have any instrument that says you're gonna get compensated for that. So you just did all of that with no guarantee of anything. Congratulations. You are giving a judge so much discretion, so much power over the sacrifices you made in your life. If you had a prenup, you could have anticipated all of the sacrifices that you're going to make and made sure that you had a guaranteed income at the end of it. And in no way am I saying all prenups are fair, but to the extent that you can anticipate your contributions, you really should. Write it down.
I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from hers is just that, like, you get to make the choices and you have the power versus giving the power to the state.
Yeah, I think that was a little charged.
That was, no, I didn't love a lot of that.
Well, because like if you don't have a prenup, I mean, in certain states, of course, are different. All I know is California is it starts at communal in the sense of like everything goes back. Like it starts 50-50, and you have to argue as to why you would need more or less than that.
Right. A lot of these TikToks are talking about how like someone gets nothing, and like a lot of the time that's just not what it is.
But also like there's at the end of the day, I think what's more important than a prenup is the ability to have a conversation around things that are difficult.
Yeah.
Going in. Because things will get difficult once you're there.
That's the other thing I read too that I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Is that like the conversation, even if it feels awkward or complicated, is going to be a lot easier than the emotionally charged conversation that hopefully you don't have to have in the future. You know, X amount of years down the line if things don't go in the right direction.
Well, like you're going to have hard conversations about everything that involves a prenup.
For sure.
Businesses, feelings, money, kids. All of it, all
like
these things.
Inheritances, family businesses, your own businesses,
so
your
if you
own
can't
debts.
talk about it before you're even in it, my God, it'd be like a business plan where it's like, okay, but 80% of your side and my side, let's just not talk about.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Totally.
None.
Totally.
The biggest thing to me is like protecting yourself, not trying to get something on the other side, but like at any point in time, your protection feels like it needs to take away from the other side.
From the other person, right, exactly.
Reevaluate everything.
Also, like, we both have businesses. Like, that's the thing that I feel like is, and a lot of people do, you know what I mean? Like, the amount of people who work for themselves now or independent contractors in some way, it's like you have your own business. And, like, if you have employees of any kind, too, that are also depending on you, it's like there's so much more that goes into it where you need to be thinking about all of that.
So I'm going to need you to sign away everything that you own. I will get both pups. And
you take the debt of the house.
Yeah, no, you can keep doing that thing. I'm not interested in that. No, I just think I'd love to hear everyone's comments and thoughts because I'm sure people have been screwed on both sides of this.
For sure, yeah, 100%.
And there's no perfect system by any means, but I would like to think, and maybe I'll put my foot in my mouth later, but like, well, I guess I put my foot in my mouth now. And then, stupid. What a stupid saying anyway. I think the biggest important key piece here is that being comfortable talking about things that nobody enjoys talking about.
Totally.
But being able to talk about them is way more of an indicator for the health and also like longevity and the future outlook of the relationship than the prenup itself.
And it's just great to have control of your decisions versus leaving them up to the state or, a third party of any kind. Also,
like, there's a good chance that going through the process, you're going to learn things that you didn't know even existed that you're going to be glad you learned.
Right, that are good. It's like you don't want to end up, 25 years down the line, you're like, surprise, bitch.
So have ChatGPT, write your prenup and call it a day.
And that'll be great. Okay, so to take us out on this episode, this is an example of a lifestyle clause. Maybe not the most healthy
I can't
lifestyle
wait.
clause, but here is an example of a lifestyle clause.
Celebrities have some of the craziest clauses in their prenup. And Ice-T and Coco Austin have one of the most unique clauses in their prenup. The couple got married in 2002 and are still together to this day. But here's the crazy part. Their prenuptial agreement gives Ice-T the rights to Coco's breast and butt implants. The couple has not officially confirmed this, but a friend of Ice-T has confirmed that if they were to divorce, Ice-T would demand the implants back. Here at Hello Prenup, we do not recommend implanting a clause like this because it could be radically dangerous. And this would be extremely hard to enforce in court.
11 out of 10 for sticking the landing.
Wow. Wow.
Babe,
Imagine.
in the event of divorce,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that ass.
You can have these implants back. I don't have any implants. I want to make that very clear. Not that anyone was not that anyone was questioning
There are very few
whether
things
my
that you've
boobs
needed to
were
confirm
real.
less.
But yeah, you can have those back. You can have those back.
I don't know how that's possible legal, but that's amazing.
Yeah.
For them.
I wonder, like, there's no way any like sensible judge would see that and be like, yes, get the surgeon.
He's gonna need them titties
get
back.
Get the surgeon.
All right, we got a vacation house can go either side, but the titties,
they go back.
They're going back to sit on his nightstand.
Well, on that note,
Latvia, it has been once again one of the best weeks only because you're with us.
That's so nice.
Babe, it's good to see you too.
Okay.
When you see this, we'll be back from New York. Go buy yourself a The Knot cover after you subscribed. And I love you all. Bye.
Bye.